Hello everyone, it's Krusty Old Crow back again, doing another tactical perspective toy review this Saturday. It's Saturday, September 14th, and we are doing Tigerforce, Tripwire, and Roadblock number 126 in the G.I. Joe Classified line. And of course, McCloud is a part of that. You know, who's not? Aspera, but we'll talk about that. We're going to do a more of an adapted tactical perspective, because if you are aware of this set, it's actually a reprinted set of the Cobra Island Roadblock and of the original Tripwire. It's just that there's been some kit changes that have gone on with these figures. So the buck inspections that did on those two figures in previous tactical perspectives, they still stand, but there is still a lot to talk about with these repaints as they come over from their original designs to the Tigerforce line. A lot of people here buzzing, they're waiting for these things to hit on clearance, and I can understand if you think that's where it's going to go. And if you weren't a fan of these repaints, I understand. But if you were absent of the Tripwire in your line and didn't want to, you know, pay the extra bonuses of ordering it direct from Hasbro, and if you were absent of the Roadblock Cobra Island variant with his Gatling gun, and you wanted that in the line, these are your opportunities, except the Gatling gun has been replaced with the Ma Deuce 50 cal. And we have seen a lot of 50 cals in this line lately, but this one stands just a little above the rest in how it was presented to us. So enough humming and hawing, I'm going to get into that review. We'll look at those file cards, as I always do on my tactical perspective, because call me a purist, but that is just the Bible of our G.I. Joe collection, is it not? Is it not where your characters started? So I think it is, and that's how we do them all. I'll do my head-to-toe inspection, I'll have some final words, and I'll show you some pictures, and I'm going to compare these figures to their originals throughout, just as because I have the available figures to do it with. So I hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and help me push this channel up over that 500 milestone and see where things go from there in this next year. All right, stay tuned, let's go. And so here we go with the file card for our buddy Tripwire. And so according to the file card, Tripwire from Tigerforce is a mine detector. In current military terms, he would be EOD, Explosive Ordnance Disposal, or an engineer. Mine detector would just be a role he'd play within that trade. Of course, his name is still Tormund Ascog, and he is still the Explosive Ordnance Disposal, as it says, as his primary specialty. And secondary is the Tigerfly co-pilot. He's from Hibbling, Minnesota, and he's a specialist E4. So again, I think that's a corporal in the U.S. rank. Tripwire dropped out of high school at a naval base in Yokosuka, Japan. His father is career Navy. Spent 2 years in a Zen monastery pondering the meaning of life. He was later expelled for breaking too many dishes and spilling every conceivable liquid. He joined the Army at 19 and received spiritual awakening on the grenade range. After boot camp, he signed up for the demolition training at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. It was there that he acquired the name Tripwire for his outstanding ability to conceal the tripwire that leads to high-powered explosives. Tripwire freaks people out. He's always clumsy, jittery, and dropping things, except when he's working with high explosives. He's as cool as a cucumber when he's planting XF 2565 nitro on the battlefield under heavy machine gun fire. I don't know how he does it, but we're sure glad he's on our side. And there you go. There's your first introduction to Tigerforce Tripwire. And even in his second iteration, he's a well-loaded out figure with lots of interesting kit that fully denotes his trade. And if you compare him to the original, you'll see that the difference is that the original Tripwire that came out in the line has the second EOD juggernaut suit, basically. A second helmet and a second chest layer, telling a different story of what they're up against. That's the difference. And of course, Aspera comes with him, where our regular guy just doesn't seem to have an Aspera with them, for Tigerforce, I should say, which I was disappointed in. I would have liked to have seen a little Tigerforce harness for that rat. But yeah, no Aspera. That was the one missing component that I didn't understand out of this one. So I'll try and keep both your eyes moving in the same direction this time and not mess with you here. But here you can see just a comparison of the two figures in their original mine detector loadout that's supposed to reflect how they came to us originally back in the 80s line. You have on the left, you've got your regular Tripwire, and then swinging around now on the left, but soon to be on your right, is the Tigerforce one, of course, denoted by that Tigerforce chest. Same helmets available, same head sculpts, although as you'll see, as you've seen, the unhelmeted versions, there is a different hair tone color between them. All right, and yeah, they both have the same remotes. They both have the same mine detectors. They have the extra same mines. They have the extra sidearms, the same. Everything else is the same. But we can bounce ahead to where they differ, which would be here. McLeod is painted differently for Tigerforce, more colors given to him. The same amount of colors, I think, given between the two regular helmets. But now, the original Tripwire did come with that extra explosive ordnance disposal suit, that Juggernaut suit, with that extra helmet, and those extra neck pieces for protection from blast, right? So, he is the Juggernaut, where in the Tigerforce Tripwire does not benefit from that. And of course, he's also holding Asperia, the bomb-sniffing rat, which Tigerforce did not bring us for Tripwire. Maybe it's because once he gets in the jungles, they're worried what will eat Asperia once he goes out sniffing, like a big python or something, or a gator. Maybe it's for Asperia's own protection. Wouldn't that be nice to believe over, Hasbro saying, well, we want to save a couple of bucks here. I mean, what would Mutt be if he came without Junkyard? Probably not the same characters at play here, apples and oranges, but I mean, it is what you tune in here for, is to hear my opinions and perspectives on these things. So now we're going to jump ahead, Aspera or not, and talk about Roadblock. And it seems to me this is where the absence of a lot of kit from Tripwire kind of gets a little compensated by some additional kit being given over to probably one of the best Roadblock sculpts. But is it perfect? I don't know. I guess that'll be a matter of opinion. But let's just focus on Roadblock. We'll bring this thing around. You'll notice the lion tattoo is no longer there on either the heavy artillery Roadblock or the Tigerforce one. But what you will notice also is that, unlike the heavy artillery Roadblock, the Tigerforce Roadblock comes with some extra paint on his face. It's just a brush of finger-applied camouflage. Like he put a little bit on each of his 5 fingers and rubbed it down his face like he was doing his best Schwarzenegger in the Predator movie impression. Just a single streak. They didn't overdo the camouflage. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that the way Roadblock applied his camouflage, as ineffective as it is professionally, is far better looking than how they did it with Flint. Just saying, how those guys at Hasbro, this looks more Tigerforce. Flint looked a little bit more Die Antwoord or Rave Concert. And you can see some of the kit similarities they have as their web gear, their pistols, their holsters, even their helmets are same, although the Tigerforce, of course, is painted. Now, things get trickier when you get into the loadouts and their roles, right? The Maw Deuce versus the Gatling gun, how it's carried, how it's stored. With the Gatling gun, it can be carried. It's got that carry handle. It's a one-piece assembly where the drum can be put in. Because good thing, there's no other way to carry that drum on the figure. Whereas with the Maw Deuce for Tigerforce Roadblock, it's just not the same thing. And it occurs to me, I have not yet done the Roadblock file card, so we're going to get that out of the way at the end of this one, okay? But yeah, the 50 cal comes in a 2-section tripod and then the assembly of the gun itself. Now that gun assembly is actually more pieces than that. It's another 2 or 3 detachable parts in real life. You don't carry the 50 cal around complete like this. It's too heavy, it's too cumbersome, and it's a crew weapons, meaning a crew puts it together and a crew carries it sections together.
But Roadblock, being the fictitious superhero he is, can manage this with one hand, no problems. I love the bandolier of ammo feeding to that ammo feed backpack, and we're going to see all that in play right now.
Let's go, kid up, boys. Here they go. Okay, you got Tigerforce, Roadblock, sporting that Modus. You see that bandolier of ammo going back to that hard pack of just... That thing is layered in like you would lay spaghetti pasta fresh out of the grinder. And then you got the tripod there mounted. Now, that's not how these tripods actually work in real life, guys. They actually collapse down like a camera tripod. More or less, it's just a bunch of little screws. You just collapse it up, but yeah, to get it to reflect it in a toy would be impossible. Okay, well, that's about all the comparison I wanted to show you guys before this. Like I said, the colors on Roadblock really pop, but he's not, like without his flaws, whatever carry flaws he had from before, he has over again. And to me, that flaw is that missing lion tattoo that was so synonymous with the other variants. All right, so let's talk about these file cards. Special thanks to the 3D Joes for all those great images I get from them. I'm so disappointed in myself for not have done this first, with Roadblock. But anyways, Roadblock is the Tigerforce heavy machine gunner. Of course, his name is still Marvin Hinton, with the F in the middle. That F is for fun. His specialty is heavy machine gunner, and his secondary is, of course, cook. And that is reflected on his kit. It's got the chef sign on the backpack. Roadblock's dream, he's an E5, by the way. I think that's Sergeant there. His dream was to be a gourmet chef. He was working as a bouncer to earn money to attend a Scoffier school in France when a recruiter convinced him that the army could train him just as well. At boot camp, Roadblock found army menus and preparation techniques too appalling. He remained steadfast in his goal to be a chef, but at the same time developed a new skill, and it wasn't riding motorcycles like you hear in the background. Being a heavy machine gunner, that's what it was. So just as loud as a motorcycle, if not louder. He was selected by Tigerforce because of his ability to operate a heavy machine gun. In addition, he could transform simple K rations into gourmet delicacies. A 50 cal Browning weighs 84 pounds. Add 50 pounds for the ammo. That's about 134 pounds of steel, generating 2,930 FPS and muzzle velocity at a cyclical rate of 500 RPM. And if you have one awesome machine gun, you have one awesome machine gun. That's the result of all that. Sorry, I got lost in all that stats. Anybody who can handle that doesn't need a gun to keep me away. No, but he sure could use an extra fucking set of hands carrying that bitch around. I'm telling you. Sorry, guys. Lost it there. If you've never carted a 50 cal, you shouldn't be acting like everybody can. Moving on, as we must, it's time to give this thing the TAC grade. So for each of them, I'm giving them each the same grade. So TAC grades, I'm giving them about a 4, just because of the fact that they're reprinted. I don't remember what I gave them before. I give over a play grade, I give them a 4 because they come with a lot of kit, but they don't come with everything they could have. But it's a fun thing, and for the je ne sais quoi, the value of the kit, I'm going to give it a hard 5, guys. You're getting a really good kit with this. It's just not, to me, the same as the originals, but it makes up for it by doing a really good job of being a Tigerforce variant. I just feel like overall, the original versions just had more going for them. That's all. And I know those TAC and play grades seem a little phoned in, but it's a repetitive process reviewing the same figure every time it gets a new reprint. And guys, you have to have a minimal bar. And I do think Hasbro does exceed that minimal bar no matter what the print is. But I do like this set, and I do think it's worth its value. Clearance or regular price, I think you get some good bucks, especially if you didn't have these two in your collection before. So go ahead, grab them if you wanted them, and if not, there sounds like there'll be plenty lying around when you need them. Hey guys, that's going to do it for this tactical perspective. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, subscribers, for joining me, and new subscribers, welcome to Crow Country. I'm going to exit this with a little bit of music and a little video about how these guys help steal a hiss.
When you saw boy.